Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style, coming to answer your colour and style questions. How do I pull patterns into outfits? Most of my clothes are solids, worn with neutrals, but I still get compliments on dressing stylishly, which is lovely. Now, pattern is one of those things that it's very interesting. I find pattern very much relates to different personalities. So different kinds of personalities will be drawn to different types of prints and patterns. Someone who is very classic often is more into solids, and often relaxed people can often be more into solids, but I often find people who are highly relaxed might like texture rather than pattern. So you can use texture as a pattern. So anything from lace, which is a very pattern texture to start with, to marl, to like any sort of boucle or something, some texture can add interest without having to add pattern in. Or you might be classic, and then the classic patterns are really a pinstripe or a fine check, maybe a houndstooth or something like that. They're fairly discreet sorts of patterns. They're not really out there patterns. But what I would recommend you looking at is, what patterns do you really like? Are you drawn to certain sorts of patterns? And, look through your wardrobe and see if you have any patterns, which patterns you do have. It's really important to know what are the ones that you are drawn to. And then you can use those patterns if you want to. And you can add in pattern in really small ways. You can add it in an accessory. It doesn't have to be a whole garment. It can be something that's very low contrast and not so obvious. It can be just a small portion of a garment. It doesn't have to be the whole garment as well. It can just be in like a scarf or something. Many people wear solid clothes and wear a scarf to add that pattern in. That's a really easy way to do it. Or you could even have a belt that's got like, a animal print or a snake print sort of belt or something, and that adds that little bit of pattern in, rather than it being completely solid. So, or shoes, another place to add, pattern in can be shoes, small place, or a handbag, small amount, not overwhelming your outfit if you feel uncomfortable in pattern. So I really say that with patterns, it's about whether or not you are drawn to them. I always think you have to love the pattern. If you don't love the pattern, don't buy the garment, because unless you love the pattern, you'll tire of that garment very quickly, or you'll feel uncomfortable in that garment. So I always do recommend you loving the pattern. So if a pattern doesn't appeal to you visually, just leave it in the store. Don't take it home. It's not the right pattern for you. I always think it's that sort of thing that every now and again I see patterns, I just go, I just love that pattern. And then I know, well, that's great. That's something I really have to have. If I look at it and I'm a bit, ho-hum, then I go, just don't get it. It's not going to be something I love in the same way as the ones that I do love. But thank you so much for your questions, and thanks for watching, and bye for now.